The alleged foibles of our previous governor and the court case that's coming up the end of this month. But unfortunately, we've seen a number of other ethics issues, scandals, and another one that broke only a matter of weeks ago that involved a Democrat as well as Republicans. So I guess my question is, and I'll give a minute for this, are Virginia's ethics laws acceptable and strong enough? And if not, how would you change that?
I actually went on the Virginia General Assembly website to look at the bill that was passed last year in terms of ethics reforms. And my understanding, my research of that issue indicates that that bill did not go far enough. It still allows or opens the door to numerous gifts of numerous sizes from to legislators and government officials. When I worked for the governor in Maryland, the person I worked for said that she would not accept a gift that cost more than a cup of coffee. And if she was taken out to dinner, she would buy her meal. If she was taken on a trip, she would buy her ticket. And I think those are the kinds of standards that we need, because when you open the door to $500 gifts or $2,500 gifts, it is a door through which I think it's hard to return. So I think this is my most important issue, and I'm glad that you asked the question.
I got used to very strict ethics rules when I was working on Capitol Hill. There are very, very strict rules about your ability to take a meal from a lobbyist, because you can't do it. And when you travel, who's paying for it? And that has to all be disclosed. And there's a lot of things that you're required to do. Your financial disclosure of your income, all of this. So I'm used to really tough rules at the federal level. I have been shocked at the lax laws in Virginia when it comes to this, as far as gift giving, as we've all discovered through the Star Scientific scandal with Governor McDonald. It just is amazing. And so I would say that Virginia, has had a good reputation for government, but that reputation has taken a big hit over the last couple of years. And that we need to move more towards something akin to the federal regime. I'm perfectly willing to work in that. I'm used to it.
So my wife also works on Hill, and we every year fill out the ethics reform report. And it is much more thorough than the one we had to fill out as candidates, very much so. And Virginia has some of the most permissive ethics laws of any state in the country. I think someone ranked it the most permissive. And the ethics reform we had last year, it was a step in the right direction, but we need to go further. I personally am very proud of the example that my father set. Former Senator, State Senator Ed Holland, he was a very ethical member of the General Assembly. And I have full confidence that you will not have to have any worry about ethics concerns should I be elected to this office.
In response to the McDonald scandal, I know that Governor McAuliffe had instituted his own personal and not accept any gifts like over $100. I appreciate that personal pledge and think that that's something that should be codified into law, maybe not at $100, but some more reasonable price. Because I do think that when you step up to serve in the public, you shouldn't be looking to find ways to get a lot of money out of it. I do think that we have an amazing transparency with the Virginia Public Access Project and its reporting of how candidates receive money, but I also do think that we could have some financial limits. It's a little mind-boggling to me to think that, you can think up to the highest amount of money and that's like legal to give to like a delegate in Virginia. That's never happened, but that could. So yeah.
I think a team is right that the transparency that does exist is very good, but the law is lacking. So look at us, 7 candidates in a matter of a week who have committed to serving the public. And yet you have story after story of politicians who somehow get it in their head that they are entitled, a sense of hubris, if you will, that they are entitled to something that regular people don't have access to. It undermines the overall faith that we all have in government. It questions the motives of any elected official, whether they are tainted or not. But there is a taint on us all. So I think that's why, regardless of personal pledges or personal moral compasses, that's why there has to be teeth to real ethics reform, so we can all say, so above the fray that it's not even a question. And that's my reason why I support real ethics reform. And that's why I was so offended by the ethics reform that passed last session, because it just made a mockery of us. It said, oh, trust us, this is enough. And it wasn't, and it's wrong.
I view the reform, let's call it just the statute that passed last year as underwhelming, but at least a start. I think everyone up here recognizes that it hasn't gone far enough. The governor has committed to work to strengthening it in the next session, and I look forward to working with him. I also want to give out a shout out to Senator Adam. Adam, where are you? I thought I saw you. Adam. Unfortunately, Adam tried unsuccessfully last year to add some teeth to some other areas in this bill. Thank you for doing that, Adam. Thank you for trying. As I understand it, it would have, seems common sense to me, applied the disclosure requirements for immediate family to all children, whether or not they actually live in your home or not. Seems a no-brainer. Wanted gifts that lawmakers extend to others to be recorded. Seems a no-brainer. Wanted the state's new ethics council to approve all travel gifts valued at $1,000 or more to be trips that are educational, informational, or beneficial to the Commonwealth. Seems a no-brainer. Adam, I hope to help you get it through next time.
Well, I'm glad that something passed this session. It's certainly not strong enough. As a first step, would like to see a cap on Virginia political contributions. I would also support, as mentioned by my colleague, Senator Adam Evans, a proposal that would call for pre-approval free trips, meaning that if you're going to be getting a free trip, you need to demonstrate to the ethics board that this trip, in fact, benefits the people of Virginia.